What is going on, brothers? Welcome back to Getting Swole. Got episode 15 here for you. Shoulders and triceps, okay? Starting off with the rope pushdown. Set 1, we got 80 pounds for 10. All right, that's what I did this first set here. Failed 11, and that is a +2 PR from last week. All right, moving right on along with this movement. All right, set 2, 80 pounds for 9. All right, lost a rep, but not too worried about that. That first set was truly remarkable, all right, to add to there. Now on to the seated shoulder pin press. Got set 1, went all the way up to 185. Now, was only able to get 3 here, and I really regret, well, I shouldn't say regret, but I would say that it was foolish of me to jump right into 185 with this weight. If you guys remember last week, I did 175, and I think I got 4 or 5 with it. And I'm like, all right, let's just jump to 185, right? Throw the 25 on top of the 45 and try to get 5 again. Well, it didn't work out that way, right? I've figured out my max, I guess you can call it, on the seated shoulder pin press, 185 or 190. I could probably get 190 for 1, but it was not comfortable at all. So ended up dropping down set 2, 165, did that for 5. And that's the weight that I'm going to be working with from now on. You guys can see here in the video, this is 185. You will see how kind of uncomfortable I look. All right, this just wasn't comfortable at all. My lower back was starting to push off the bench a little bit. And my upper back was I was trying to push it towards the bench, and it was giving me like this scrunch feeling in my back, and it was just too tight. Got to drop the weight on that and then go from there. All right, got to let the ego go, drop the weight, get good at the lower weight, and then once I accomplish that, then you can move on to the heavier weights, right? You can add 5, 10 pounds, whatever the case is. After that, did 1 set of barbell press, and I got 135 for 9. All right, so I'm closing in on 10 reps. Okay, it's going to be bittersweet when I get to 135 for 10 reps. It really is going to be something. Got 9 here, and that is a +1. Okay, the most I've ever gotten with 135 was 8. And the pin pressing, it's helping. All right, I really got to get a little more serious with pin pressing, though. Maybe start doing it twice a week. Who knows? We will see. Once I stop focusing so much on bench, which, I mean, I'm loving the focus that I've been having for bench lately, so I don't really see it stopping anytime soon. But whenever it does, really going to shift my focus towards probably the overhead press. I just feel like nothing's more impressive than standing overhead pressing probably 225 for a guy my weight. I feel like that's ridiculous, right? That's like true strength right there. After the only set of barbell press, dumbbell French press, another PR with the 100-pound dumbbell. Got 10 the first set, and then I repeated that again for set number 2. So what does this mean? This means I will be going up on the dumbbell French press next week. Okay, probably 105 at a 2.5 to each side or whatever, and then go from there. Close grip bench press, did 1 set of that. I know I'm moving along with the discussion as compared to the video, but that's because I have a little chat for you guys at the end, so if you stick around, you'll be able to hear that, okay? But close grip bench press, set 1, returned to 245, which is what I did last week. Got 7 last week, and I was able, just by the nick of it, was able to squeak out 1 more in this session. I got 8 last rep. The form was a bit questionable, but I was able to squeak it out. That's all that matters. All right, it wasn't terrible, the form, but wasn't great. Wasn't good either, but got the job done. Added 1, got 8 there. And then I finished with barbell skull crushers, 105 for 9. So that is no gain. That's a neutral, okay, because I got 105 for 9 last week. Not really too disappointed with that. I mean, of course I'm disappointed, but I'm not going to read up too much into it. All right, I was pretty gassed from the close grip bench press, and I usually slap the dumbbell upright row between these two. That's what I did last week, but wasn't really feeling it in this workout. I was almost like tweaked my shoulder a little bit when I was doing the seated pin press. You guys can see right here. Just going back to what I was saying before, it was not a comfortable session. So I decided to go light on shoulders, but the skull crusher, it suffered a little bit from that, right? I got a little weaker, no gain on that. I'm telling you right now, if I had a little more of a gap between the 3 tricep movements, because I did, let's be honest here, I did French press, close grip bench press, and then skull crusher all in a row. All right, so obviously the tricep strength is going to drop off the table quite a bit, especially if there's no break in between doing something else. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that the overhead press is the hardest basic movement to progress on. You guys let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with this, but just from doing the overhead press for 2 months now, 3 months almost, I really think it's the hardest basic lift to progress on. It's just such a challenging movement, and I know I haven't tackled it full on yet with prioritizing the pin presses on it and all that. Still, I think this is such a challenging movement. Again, I'm going to go as far as to say that this is the hardest movement to progress on. Harder than squat, harder than bench. If you disagree, if you agree, let me know. All right, but on to the topic I wanted to talk about today. And this is something that I've always pondered about, and that is the difference between a nice man and a kind man. Okay, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this discussion. It's actually a pretty prevalent one in the world today, I guess you could say. But I always see it's like with Christian guys, religious guys, deeply religious guys. And I do consider myself pretty religious. But they talk about being kind and being nice and how they are complete opposites. So being nice is you do things so people will like you, right? Like you do something for someone else's approval. That's being nice. Being kind, on the other hand, is being generous. Not because you care if someone likes you or not, how they see you, their approval of you, but because you can. You just do it because it's the right thing to do. It's kindness. Okay, and little tiny little examples of this will be holding the door open for somebody. Like it's just the right thing to do. All right, let's say you're in traffic, coming home from work, traffic hour. No one's going anywhere, right? You're coming down the exit or the on-ramp to the highway, and no one's letting you in. No one's letting you merge. 10, 15 cars go by, no one's letting you in. It's like, really, is anyone generous anymore? And then finally some guy or some girl comes along, they wave you on, you can go, right? That's kindness, that's generosity. Let's say you're coming out of the food store, the bags break. I don't know if you guys are in New Jersey, but we don't even have plastic bags anymore, all right? They're like illegal or something. So we just got to throw all our groceries in the freaking cart and then cart it onto our car or whatever. But let's say you're in one of the other 49 states with plastic bags. You're walking around, your shit just falls out, it just breaks. It's rolling down the parking lot. There's like a steep angle with the parking lot. And someone else sees and they go to help you. They go to stop your stuff from rolling all over the place. Try to pick it up as much as they can. They help you. That's generosity. That's being kind. And not a lot of people will do that. It's just the way it is. Not a lot of people are generous. And I always like to think of those people as being the kind people. They do those things because they can, because they want to, because they know it's the right thing to do, but they know it's who they are. They're not just doing it, so this person can like me, right? Now there's a flip side to this, talk about nice people, but I've already run out of time in this video. I don't have to continue this discussion later on, because it's such a juicy topic and not a lot of people talk about it, because there is a huge difference between being a nice man and a kind man. You want to be a kind man. Trust me on that. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. I'll continue this conversation in the next video. Thank you so much.